From Studio 16 in the heart of Santa Monica, this is Santa Monica Weekly with your hosts, Chris Baelish and Veronica Castro. On this week's show.
So we're at a hay bale maze in the middle of Santa Monica. We'll tell you where coming up next.
Coming up on Santa Monica Weekly, we'll take you inside Santa Monica High School and show you how students are preparing for the big one during the Great California Shakeout Drill.
Hi everyone, this is Santa Monica Weekly. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Baelish. Veronica is off today. Well, last week, millions of people worldwide practiced how to drop, cover, and hold on should an earthquake hit. Reporter Naibe Reynoso takes us where community members practiced earthquake drills and took part in the Great California Shakeout.
Millions of people across California, including students from Santa Monica High School, practiced how to drop, cover, and hold during the Great California Shakeout Drill. You could be anywhere when an earthquake strikes, including your home, your office, or at school. And that's why being prepared is important.
Today we participated in the California Great Shakeout. And so all of our students evacuated. We had students who were pre-injured, so they knew that they were going to be injured, and so it was a drill for both our students to evacuate and our staff for our search and rescue and for our first aid.
Students at Santa Monica High School practiced how to evacuate the buildings and other safety measures.
We're doing a lot of work with the district. The district has taken on school safety the last few years with the district-wide safety committee, and then each site has their own safety committee. In the last year, we now have emergency rations for all students for 3 days. So if they're here, we can feed them. Our next project is emergency water, and some of the schools have started to get their emergency water tanks. Ours is next on the list.
City employees also took part in the Great California Shakeout Drill.
Internally in the city, what we do is we activate our Emergency Operations Center. This is the central point of response in any citywide disaster. And in the Emergency Operations Center, we bring in members of the police, the fire, public works, all our key city departments to help respond to the events of a scenario and support the community.
The Office of Emergency Management recommends that as soon as you feel an earthquake, you identify a desk or a table, you drop under it, and you hold on. The city also has a new mobile command vehicle that authorities could use in case of a natural disaster.
We simulated a compromise of our Emergency Operations Center where we're standing today. That vehicle would be a huge support if we had to relocate to another location.
And practicing earthquake preparedness at home is also recommended. It's always a good idea to have extra water, flashlights, and canned foods just in case. Reporting for Santa Monica Weekly, I'm Naibe Reynoso.
If you would like to help your family or organization be prepared for an earthquake, check out the website shakeout.org. Well, this past weekend, residents enjoyed a family-friendly event at Virginia Avenue Park. It was Santa Monica's first fall festival. Santa Monica Weekly co-host Veronica Castro took the whole family to check out all the fun.
And we're here at the first ever fall festival at Virginia Avenue Park. We're so excited. There's going to be a Halloween costume parade, pumpkin carving, dance lessons, and so much more. You guys ready to check it out? Hey everyone, so I am here with Sylvia and Carla. They're actually the organizers for today's event. So tell us a little bit about what we can expect.
Well, we have in our fall festival, we have created a wonderful program where we have a lot of presentations. We tell stories. We have a juggling program. We have the Santa Monica Youth Orchestra. In addition to that, we have many activities for the children. We have a play area with a wonderful maze. And we have pumpkin decorations, we have pumpkin carving, so we have a lot of activities for all the family.
Well, since the library reopened a year and a half ago, we're just introducing some new festivals. And this one is really to celebrate fall and to celebrate our community spirit, bringing all the diverse community together to celebrate this harvest time of year. So you can see that kids are really having a lot of fun.
So we're here with Venetia and Nate. Venetia, why'd you guys come out today?
We came out here today to celebrate the Fall Festival. His mom is working out here at one of the booths, and we're just having a good time today.
Awesome. So Nate, what's been your favorite part so far, buddy?
Carving this pumpkin.
What he's doing right now. Awesome. I'm here with Dusty from the Santa Monica Fire Department. Engine 4 is representing at the Fall Festival. Why'd you all come out today?
We came out to show our presence and our gratitude for the citizens that we serve here in the city of Santa Monica. We actually have one of our fire booths here at the first annual Fall Festival. We have a bunch of kids, firefighter hats, coloring books. We try to educate the children on fire safety, stop, drop, and roll, our smoke detector, education, and more than anything, just show our presence out here.
Three, come on. Where's my clappers? And back, 2, 3, forward, back, forward, turn, right, 2, 3.
So that's it here at the Fall Festival at Virginia Avenue Park. We're having a great time dancing, so come next year so you can dance with us.
1, 2, 3.
Adorable children out there. Well, Santa Monica City Council officially declared the month of October to be Domestic Violence Awareness Month with a proclamation presented to the Commission on the Status of Women and the Santa Monica Police Department. Photojournalist Landis Stokes was there.
Tonight we are accepting a proclamation for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We first have to look at people and understand that they may not look like victims, or that they've been involved in domestic violence. I myself am a domestic violence survivor. If you're in a domestic violence situation, you should first call the police because they actually can offer help. We actually have places like Sojourn, OPCC. Our Venice Health Clinic also has therapists there. There are different places that you can go for treatment, for assistance, and actually I think the biggest thing is support. I want people to know that this is not a one-person thing, that everybody should be involved and aware of domestic violence, simply because if you see something, if you hear something, you don't have to try to jump in, but do call for help for that person because they're not able to call for themselves.
Handbags of Hope across America is because women are being beaten every day. At least every 22 minutes, a woman is beaten in the United States. Daily, 3 women are murdered by a man who said that he promised to love, honor, and cherish her. So we wanted to reach out to the victims because, as you well know from being in law enforcement, often when these ladies leave a violent situation, all they have is the clothing on their back. So Handbags of Hope is to give each woman a handbag filled with toiletries and a $15 gift card so they have a fresh start to begin anew.
Thank you for bringing the program to the city of Santa Monica. You heard it here first, folks. October, in addition to being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and the Santa Monica Police Department is doing its part through participation in the Handbags of Hope campaign. We'll see you around town, and if you want to participate, call the police department. We'll give you the information and you can bring us a bag. Take care.
If you'd like to help, fill a handbag with a few essential items like toiletries and a small gift card and deliver it to the Public Safety Facility at 333 Olympic Drive. For more information, you can call Community Affairs at 310-458-8474 or visit handbagsofhopeacrossamerica.com. Well, as we've reported here on the show, this month is also National Community Planning Month, and our Planning and Community Development Department is highlighting our beautiful city and getting the community involved. So we sent Santa Monica Weekly photojournalist Landis Stokes to City Hall to capture some of the action.
Well, tonight we are setting up some boards in the lobby to let people know what the discipline of planning is all about. And it's actually more than just permits and zoning. I think people here in Santa Monica would be surprised to learn that some of their favorite places that they think have happened by accident or evolved over time actually have been carefully planned and designed. Places like the 3rd Street Promenade, Tongva Park right outside City Hall, small, discreet little places that are intimate for the family to large group open spaces. Planning has played a role in the development of some of Santa Monica's favorite spaces and places. This month, in celebration of National Community Planning Month, we wanted to get people more engaged in the community, get out there and have fun with their friends and family. So we put together a little photo contest. We're calling it SM Plan Perfection. It's a social media contest Simply snap a photo, upload it to your iPhone, and send it up into the social media stream. We're giving away some fabulous prizes, so get out there and have fun.
The SM Plan Perfection Photo Contest continues through October 31st. We want you to have all the details, so check out this promo with Planning Commissioner Richard McKinnon.
October is National Community Planning Month. This year's theme, Healthy Communities. And after all, where's healthier than Santa Monica? So the city planning department's come up with a contest. You'll have to go to the city website to grab the details, but essentially, start taking pictures of the picture-perfect places around our city, upload and tag them to the website, and you could be set to win some pretty decent prizes. A chance to win in this contest is easy. Download the flyer from the city website, grab your phone or tablet, take a picture, upload them, and use the tag SM Planned Perfection. The contest runs from October 1 to the end of the month. People can submit up to 10 entries, one for each location shown on the map, and after the end of the month, winners will be contacted to pick up their prizes.
If you'd like to participate in the photo contest, you have your chance to win some great prizes. Just log on to smgov.net/PCD, which stands for Planning and Community Development, for more information. All right, are you starting to see all those beautiful light green Breeze bikes around town? I see them downtown every day, and they're becoming very popular. Photojournalist Mike Ryan shows us how to use Santa Monica's shiny new Breeze bikes.
Oh boy, I got some things to do and not a whole lot of time. What's that over there? Santa Monica has a bike share program? So I can sign up on any computer, but they have a mobile app as well. The app displays a map of Santa Monica, and the map indicates available bikes around town. The green pins are bikes locked at the station. The blue pins are bikes locked on the street. Well, that's pretty cool. So for the plan, it's $6 an hour, $20 a month, or $119 a year. Either which way, that's a pretty good deal. And once I'm signed up, I'm good to go. Well, that's easy. Of course, it's important to follow all the rules of the road, but that's always the case. So I enter in my account number here. Voila, unlocked. That slides out like so. Oh, the lock fits in here. Well, that's convenient. Adjust the seat height here. And there's a basket for my bag. Of course, got to put on the helmet. Hey, that's a smooth ride. We've got a bell on the left handle. 3 gears on the right handle for inclines and declines. Hey, look, there's my friend Liz. She rides with Breeze Bike Share too. One cool feature of these bikes is the hold option. I enter hold on the keypad, lock up the bike on the street, and I can run my errands. Check out a book at the library, grab a donut, pick up my framed picture. As long as I have the bike on hold, it'll be waiting for me when I return. And just like that, I'm back on my way. To the beach, of course. After all, this is Santa Monica. Grab some lemonade, soak up some rays. That's worth 2 points. And when I'm ready to call it a day, lock up the bike to a bike rack or bring it back to a Breeze bike station. For more information, check out breezebikeshare.com and sign up today.
The Breeze Bike Share program has several test locations around town that are up and running right now. The full 500 bike rollout will come later this year, sponsored by Hulu. Well, it's time to take a quick break. When we come back, we have Travis Page in studio to talk about the future of downtown Santa Monica. And don't forget, a great way to stay informed about what's happening in our city is to follow us on Twitter. Just use the hashtag Santa Monica Weekly. We'll be right back.
It's a wireless world out there. So be sure to stay connected with Santa Monica. Follow us on Twitter for the latest announcements. Receive instant updates on activities citywide. Like us on Facebook and join in on the conversation. Stay connected with your city. And don't miss a tweet.
Welcome back to Santa Monica Weekly. Let's talk about the future of downtown Santa Monica. Joining us now is Travis Page, Senior Planner for the City of Santa Monica, to discuss the Downtown Specific Plan. Welcome to Studio 16.
Thanks, Chris.
We have a lot to talk about today. And let's start with, for our viewers at home, what is the Downtown Specific Plan exactly?
Right, so the Downtown Specific Plan, or the DSP as we refer to it, is a 15-year document. It's a policy document that guides public and private investment within the district. So the district is from Lincoln Boulevard to Ocean Avenue and from Wilshire Boulevard to the freeway. And it sets priorities for community benefits and amenities that we need in the downtown to make it a comfortable living environment, an urban residential living environment. So new housing opportunities, new amenities such as open space and cultural experiences. And then of course tries to tackle some of our bigger issues such as circulation in the downtown and keeping our economy thriving.
This affects a lot of people. Can anybody look at the plan?
Yeah, it's been out since February of 2014. It's online at downtownsmplan.org. We have it at all of our local libraries, and it's also available at our front counter at City Hall.
Okay, so the plan will go in front of the Planning Commission soon. When does that happen, and what is the significance of that?
So November 3rd will be the first discussion about the plan. It's going to be slotted as a discussion item, not a hearing, so there's not going to be a vote on the plan. There's just going to be taking public testimony to get the idea of what the community is saying about it, and also get some guidance from our planning commissioners while we take our next steps forward.
So one of the things that comes up when we talk about the plan for the city, especially downtown, is traffic congestion. How does the plan address that?
So traffic is an issue, and as we always say, there's no silver bullet that's going to take the traffic away from downtown Santa Monica. It's a multi-pronged approach though that we're really leaning on and talk about in the plan. A big thing is planning for the train. The train's been testing for the last couple months, and it'll be arriving here early next year and be available to pick up passengers in the downtown, take them to and from their destinations, and hopefully that takes some of the trips off the road. But it's also looking at different ways of getting around in the downtown. So we have, for instance, our bike share program, and a number of those locations are slotted to be put in the downtown area so people can go out there, check out a bike, and get around that way rather than getting back into their cars. And it's also making it more walkable. We have strategies for widening the sidewalks and making it more of a pleasant walk so people will actually be encouraged to get out of their cars and maybe walk a little further than they typically would.
Okay, so and one of the parts of the plan that I find interesting is the goal to sort of make downtown an actual neighborhood, give it a neighborhood vibe. And part of that has got to be housing, right? How important is housing in the plan?
Right, so we've seen our housing stock in the downtown area double over the last 15, 20 years, which has been great to keep the downtown active. And we also anticipate more housing opportunities in the future, especially on sub-areas like 5th, 6th, and 7th Street that we're already seeing these neighborhoods start to expand. And I think one of the more exciting areas that we're seeing turnover is Lincoln Boulevard. A lot of people said they would never walk on Lincoln Boulevard, let alone sit down and have a cup of coffee. And we see new housing projects that have popped up over the last couple of years that are making it feel more like a neighborhood. And over time, I think we'll see that transition into more of a face of the downtown, and people will feel more comfortable living in that area.
As a resident of downtown Santa Monica myself, there's always a debate about how tall the buildings should be, and I hear that a lot of people talking about that. Is that a part of the plan, and why is that a significant decision to make, how tall the buildings can or should be?
It is a part of the plan, and we have sub-areas that basically give you development standards based on those areas. So if you're located on 6th Street, it's going to be different than 4th Street, where you would assume that we would see some of our more denser buildings. What we've proposed in the plan, though, are standards that keep with the traditional context of development in the areas and actually reduces some of the height in the more neighborhood areas. So we bring it down from 76 and 84 feet down to 60 feet. And we also have development design standards that break up the massing above the 3rd floor and make sure that we maintain that light and air and ocean breeze that we're known for in downtown Santa Monica.
So of course the plan affects not just residents, but people who work in the downtown area and everybody who visits the downtown area. So there's a lot of stakeholders here. How can people make their voices heard?
Right, and we've been talking to those people over the last few years, and it's great to get not just the residents, it's amazing to talk to our residents, but also talk to the workers and the visitors, and it's just as much their downtown as anyone. I would encourage people to go to the website at downtownsmplan.org, and they can email me or call me. I love talking with anyone interested in the plan. And also come to the Planning Commission hearing on November 3rd and 4th, and make sure your voice is heard, and make sure that you follow us and what we're doing, and come to our community workshops and make sure your voice is heard there too.
What are the next steps? Where does it go from here?
So we're going to go to the Planning Commission November 3rd, as I said, and take public testimony and hear how our community members are feeling about the plan, and also get guidance from our Planning Commission, and then we'll take those ideas and continue talking to the public and continue talking to boards and commissions about it and getting their input to make sure this is a plan that reflects as many stakeholders as possible.
Travis Page, thank you so much for all the great work you guys are doing down there, and thank you to all of your colleagues for making Santa Monica just the best city it can be.
Thanks, Chris.
Really appreciate your time today. Okay, stay with us, because coming up next, we have Santa Monica Mayor here in the studio to talk about affordable housing and other current hot topics. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, #Santa Monica Weekly. We'll be right back.
How far does $1 go today? Not far, huh? Think again. Los Angeles Regional Food Bank creates 4 healthy meals with $1. We mobilize resources to feed people in need. Help us reach our vision that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County.
Welcome back to Santa Monica Weekly. Our City Council has adopted their top 3 priorities: affordable housing, mobility, and the airport. So we have a special guest in studio today to talk to us more about the first of those priorities, maintaining an inclusive community through access to affordable housing. Good morning, Mayor. Welcome back to Studio 16.
Chris, it's good to be back.
We like it. You come here like every month or two.
Actually, I was your very first guest on your inaugural show.
That's right, our inaugural show.
I hope you're enjoying covering Santa Monica.
Oh, it's fantastic. And we love talking about issues, very important issues to the people like this one. And now you are here to talk a little bit about the top priority of those 3, which is affordable housing. Why is this such an important priority for the city?
Actually, what the council decided to prioritize was diversity. And in covering our city since June, I'm sure you've seen the incredible diversity this community embraces. When we brought Rick Cole on as city manager, who you've had on the show, he pointed out to us that we were a city that had 25 top 5 priorities, and that to get things done, we needed some focus. So we had a meeting, and we decided that one of the top 3 priorities was maintaining the diversity in our city. And that connects directly to affordable housing, because obviously you can't have a diverse population if people can't afford to live here. Now, Santa Monica has always been in the forefront of affordable housing. Starting in 1979, we passed rent control, which meant housing stability and limited rent increases for people. Then in 1990, the voters gave the City Council a mandate that 30% of all the new multifamily housing that we build has to be affordable. Very few cities have that commitment. And in 1998, we passed a measure that said that the city could fund affordable housing up to a certain amount. So all the pieces were in place for Santa Monica until the state began to pull the rug out from under us. And that began in 1985 with the Ellis Act, which says that people can take an apartment building out of the rental business and tear it down. It then continued in 1995 with Costa-Hawkins, and that was a state act that says when somebody leaves an apartment, the rent goes to market rate. It doesn't stay at the rent control rate. It gets recontrolled afterwards, but it goes way up. In many cases, it doubles. And then finally in 2012, the state took away the redevelopment money that we've been using to build affordable housing. So we are at this point in Santa Monica in a housing, and particularly affordable housing, crisis. And we felt that was one of our top priorities to address.
Okay, so going forward, what needs to be done to increase a good diversity, a diverse mix of affordable housing within the city?
Well, first we have to recognize the severity of what has happened to us. In 1998, 60% of the housing units in Santa Monica were affordable.
Wow.
It's now down to 30%. And that's because of those state actions. The Ellis Act has taken away 2,000 rent-controlled units that have been torn down. 2,000 units in our city. And 2/3 of the rest of the units, the rent-controlled units, have gone to market rate because of Costa-Hawkins. So we've lost so much of the affordability we historically had. We do have tools that we've been using to try to replace that affordability. One is the acquisition and rehabilitation of existing buildings through nonprofits. We'll take a building that is existing, that's occupied, that's maybe a little bit run down, maybe its future is uncertain, and we'll use funds that we either provide ourselves or get through the state or federal governments to rehabilitate the building. You know, rewire it, repipe it, make it a building that will last another 55 years, and deed restrict the rents so the people get to stay there. And that's a wonderful thing we do about 40% of the time. That is what we do. The other 60%, of course, we build new housing, and we've built new affordable housing in Santa Monica in every neighborhood in town. And there's always a question about a new affordable housing project. But after they're built, they're often recognized as being some of the most attractive buildings in the neighborhoods because we do a really good job on our affordable housing. And we build housing that houses families. Santa Monica's housing was built back in the days of Douglas Aircraft, a lot of one-bedrooms for workers. We find we have a shortage now of family housing, so we try to build affordable family housing. The third tool that we have and that we've been using is inclusionary zoning. When a developer proposes a new project in Santa Monica that includes housing, we mandate that a certain percentage of the units in that must be deed restricted affordable. Now, that has the benefit of mixing the affordable housing in with everybody else, which is a good ideal. But it also means that for every unit of affordable housing we get, there may be 4 or 5 units of market rate housing built. Now, we need market rate housing too, but our great need in Santa Monica has been for affordable housing. 20% of the families in Santa Monica make under $20,000 a year. So we have some very deep needs that can't be met just with the deed restriction. So the last tool that we have been using is vouchers. And those can be Shelter Care Plus vouchers for people who are homeless and are newly housed. They could be Section 8 vouchers for people with disabilities. We have veterans vouchers. All in all, we have about 1,300 rent assistance vouchers that we can use to keep people in housing, even when the rent itself may not be affordable.
So one of the things that goes hand in hand with affordable housing is a much debated topic of locally appropriate wages and the minimum wage. What's the current status of discussions on that?
These are two sides of the same coin, because obviously how much rent you can afford depends on how much money you make. We're fortunate that at this moment in time, the national dialogue has reached a point where people recognize that the existing minimum wage is just not adequate. And in fact, in the Southern California region, the City of Los Angeles and the County of Los Angeles have both already made a move toward a $15 minimum wage phased in over a number of years. Now, Santa Monica will obviously go along with that. We were leaders in the living wage movement 15 years ago, but the moment has come now when it can be done regionally, which eliminates a lot of the competition from one community to another community. What we in Santa Monica want to do, though, is to get the law exactly right. We want to make sure that workers don't lose their collective bargaining rights under a minimum wage. We want to make sure that if tipped workers are subject to what's called a service charge, where the restaurant puts something on the bill that looks like it's the tip, that money does go to the workers, doesn't go to help cover the wages. It goes to the workers. We want to make sure people have sick days. And that's not been part yet of what the City of LA or the county has done. So we're hoping to lead the region to get this law right. And my hope would be that Santa Monica will become a reference city for workers' rights and minimum wage.
Sure, a benchmark for other cities around California and the country. So what has to happen next? What are the next steps in the minimum wage debate?
We had a very interesting hearing, and we actually discovered that most businesses in town acknowledge and accept that a higher minimum wage is appropriate and actually won't hurt the economy, may actually help the economy. There are a few wrinkles. Restaurants are concerned about tipped workers. Hotels may be concerned because the LA plan that we're adopting raises the hotel wages higher, because they have a lot of very low-income people who work in the hotels. So we still have details to work out. How many sick days, for instance, is a detail we haven't settled on yet. It's going to come back to us at our first meeting in December. And actually, staff had a draft ordinance ready last time, and we had so many things we wanted to think about that rather than pass that draft ordinance, we accepted it, said we want to modify it. It'll come back at that first meeting in December, and I would anticipate we will have a minimum wage voted on the first meeting in December.
Fantastic. Okay, and so for people who are watching out there, maybe they live in Santa Monica and they are very interested in getting an affordable housing unit, or they live outside the city. How can they get more information? I mean, where do they start to begin on a search for affordable housing?
Well, there are two places. One is Community Corporation of Santa Monica, which is a nonprofit that we have helped fund that builds and rehabs much of the affordable housing in town. And the other is the Santa Monica Housing Authority, which controls those vouchers I spoke of. Now, the challenge is there are many more people who want affordable housing in Santa Monica than we have units to offer.
Right.
And that is why we are now on a mission to figure out ways to fund affordable housing now that we lost that redevelopment funding.
Mayor, always a pleasure having you here in Studio 16. Thank you for shedding a lot of light on some very important issues to a lot of Santa Monicans. And that is our show for this week. Please join us again next week. And remember, set your DVR to record us. You can also watch us on our YouTube channel, and be sure to leave some comments. And also follow us on Instagram for updates and information about all the fun things happening around town. We'll see you back here next week for another edition of Santa Monica Weekly.